Hello to the amazing people, TheNeomare here, and welcome to another episode of Limbus Company, an amazing gacha from Project Moon with turn-based combat and a lot of story. Today we're gonna be continuing our journey through Canto 6, the newest released chapter. You can find the full playlist in the comment description below the video. Last time we found out shocking news that Catherine is no more, and Heathcliff, well, probably hardcore broken. Let's see what else these butlers have to say. And is this even true? Is she even dead? Or is that just a lie? I don't know. I dare not to hope for poor little Heathcliff here. Well, for poor little big Heathcliff here, but we'll see. Anyhow, let's see where the story leads us next. Yes, Heathcliff in shock. Look at his face. You would not even recognize him. That's the worst news he could have gotten here. Linton looked up at Heathcliff, his eyes were bloodshot. As you said earlier, none of us are here to see each other's ugly mugs. What other reason could we possibly have to reconvene like this? Oh, that can't be real. What kind of insane... Doofy Association Director. Oh boy, this one looks like trouble. Now... Fixers of the Yuffie Association, who have remained silent throughout the entire commotion, suddenly spoke up. Okay, this person has a male voice, actually. The promised hour is come. Mr. Hindley Earnshaw, a blood relative of the deceased. Mr. Linton Edgar, the spouse of the deceased. And Mr. Heathcliff, an individual mentioned by name in the will. Now that the three relevant parties are all present, we, as the executors of the deceased will, may begin the ceremony. The first order of business will be the execution of Miss Catherine's will. Thus commences this solemn occasion of Miss Catherine's funeral rites, as per the deceased's wishes. The will shall be read out aloud here at Miss Catherine's manor in attendance of all those present, then... No, you stop! Shut up for a second! Whose funeral rites? And what was that about her spouse? The man they called Linton rose from his seat for the first time since we arrived here. After abandoning this place with nary a word to her, Catherine immediately turned to me. Then we married. Every waking hour we spent together were filled with happiness and joy. We were happy to the very last day, to her very last breath. This is very suspicious indeed. Shut your stupid gob. The moment I set my foot in this manor, I heard her voice. I felt her presence. So what the bloody hell are you even talking about? This has to be some ploy. These effing bastards, they must have... This can't... Heathcliff paused for a moment, struggling to find the words. This can't be how it ends. I won't believe a single shit coming out of your mouth until I see her body with my own eyes. Where is she? Bring her here, now. What a repulsive sight. The least you could have done was to show some proper respect for the dead. But I suppose even the bare minimum was too much to expect from someone like... I understand how you feel, Heathcliff, so please calm yourself and take a seat. Get your hands off me! You can't just decide for me that she's dead. I won't accept any of this. Not until I see Cathy with my own. Warning, should this interruption to the will reading continue, we may have to resort to use of force to ensure the full execution of this will. Shut up! You don't know shit, so shut your effing mouth! Heathcliff was gasping. The sheer momentousness of the emotion overwhelmed here. It looked as though he was about to lunge at anyone who even dared to get close. I could hardly tell whether it was sorrow or wrath that came over him. Ha 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 ha, Heathcliff. Why don't you go look in the mirror yourself? What a pathetic mess you've become. It doesn't matter what posh garb plebs you wrap yourself in, that filth from your low birth seeps right through the fabric at the slightest provocation. You'll eventually see Catherine's corpse, alright? It's all part of the funeral process, so don't be in such a hurry together. I can't wait to see how well she's resting after what she's done to me. Mr. Hindley Earnshaw, Mr. Heathcliff, we order that both of you immediately return to your seats. This is your final warning. Manager Esquire must do out unknown fixers of the Yuffie Association may even execute those involved should there be a breach of contract. I will wish to see Heathcliff be I ill wish to see here Heathcliff be executed, nor do I wish to have to battle the honorable fixers of the Yuffie Association. I agree with Don Quixote. There is no need for us to get involved in an unnecessary conflict, but I don't think Heathcliff's going to listen to us. I don't even know if there is anyone who can talk Heathcliff down when he's that agitated. You have refused to comply. We had no choice but to watch as fixers of the Youth Association struck Heathcliff with their weapons. He fell to his knees with a painful cry. Yes. Do speak. Not you, Yi-sang. Speak still, your intentions notwithstanding. You stop, all of you. Something's off about this whole thing. Oh, there we go. Ryushu feels it. Ryushu feels something's off. Would you like to speak for this individual? What was she was going to say, but she decided to remain silent in favor of not getting in trouble. Ha ha ha. Right. Ha, what are you doing, BG? Ryushu, I understand that seeing our fellow sinner get smacked around like that can be pretty aggravating, but once you get involved, peace will simply no longer be an option. Peace was never an option! Didn't know you cared so much about Heathcliff, Ryushu. And Ryushu flicked her cigarette indifferently as though she was no longer interested. No comment. Oh, NC, no comment, I see. You bastards! Fine, let's crack some skulls then, shall we? Heathcliff stumbled to his feet with the club in his hand, glaring at everyone that stood before him. I see that you're still refusing to comply, despite our initial attempt. Should you refuse to let go of your weapon within the next minute, we'll have no choice but to escalate to our next steps. I couldn't care less about your steps. Give me Catherine or... None of us are living this manner of life. You lot, me, we're all going 6 feet under. Heathcliff! Shut it, Clockhead. This ain't the time to bring up shit like the company rules. Stay out of my way. I don't have anything to say. If someone that important to me died, I'd be blinded and deafened to all reason to. Hey, Heath, I understand how angry and frustrated you must be, but you can't... Shut your trap, all of you. Don't you dare touch me unless you want your faces caved into. It's nap time, Heathcliff. Ah, whoa. Did she just knock him out cold with her bare hands? And it wasn't even a punch, it was just a light tap. His breathing is stable. It appears that she gave the nerve on the back of his head a precise, focused strike, which led to his loss of consciousness. Oh. A Vulcan neck grip? Okay, nice. What a flawless execution of that move. I can certainly say that I've seen someone like that before. It reminds me of my family's... Sir Heathcliff had been defeated with a single fell strike. Every self-respecting butler has to be equipped with one such move. What other choice have we got when the child refuses and fusses for 20 hours instead of going to sleep? For salt, I can say with quite the confidence that I can immediately slumber to the dreamlands upon tucking myself in bed. For truth, though it's not by his own volition, we have confirmed that he is no longer in possession of a weapon and has been subdued. We will allow for a 10-minute recess to let things calm down for a moment. Then we will proceed as planned. Excuse me, Lady Nelly. Lady Nelly? No need for such honorifics, please just call me Nelly. The contractors that Mr. Linton Edgar brought, they once worked at this manor, right? Yes, indeed. Some butlers from the Ian Shop, like myself, followed Miss Catherine to Master Linton's. Of course, most of Master Linton's butlers are from his own Edgar family. So, if he gives the order to attack us, Lady Nelly would... Oh, pish-posh, ridiculous. I was a butler in the direct service of Miss Catherine. Young Master Linton could plead and beg all he wants, but I won't always be taking his side. So, what exactly are the butlers? Butlers, forsooth, I'm quite well acquainted with this matter. They're house dogs on tight leash groveling before their masters. Oh, are they now? The most trustworthy and loyal people I've ever known, I'd say. Fixers bound to families. Nice, gotcha. Some great help you fellas are. Well, I'm glad that I'm not the only one out of the loop for once. At least some of you know who we butlers are. It is a rather rare occupation, so not many people even know that we exist. Doesn't sound like the most normal folk would have a reason to know anything about them. Unless they're in a position where they have no choice but to work at the rich folks' homes. Well, one of us is quite a passionate fan of fixers. Quite. Oh, I'm very pleased to know that our dear Heathcliff made some very intelligent friends. Lady Nelly, I promise thee that once I make my return to the bus, I shall have my hands on the butler figurine I had given up on acquiring. I shall stand tall and proud on the frontmost row of my display shelf. Don Quixote's eyes were practically exploring with joy at her, having her fixer obsession positively acknowledged and accepted for once. Allow me to explain. Butlers are fixers indeed, yet they are rather distinct from most fixers thou had encountered thus far. A fixers oft refers to those who accept contracts as a part of the association or an office. Alas, there exists a distinction when it comes to butlers. Butlers join families or manors to serve them, and only them on long-term contracts. For so, like any other fixers, butlers may be hired by a single person to serve them, and only them as well. Like, interesting parallel here, sure, why not? To know that our service is not limited to combat, we also conduct household management and care as well. It must also be mentioned that proficiency in many fields is a necessity to be a respected butler. This is no easy occupation, mind you. Yet, from what I've learned, to hire a butler is to pay an inordinate amount of salary. Well, yeah, if they're so skilled and cover so many areas, I hope it would, right? Indeed, while butlers are always oh so busy, we are promised expensive compensation at every contract extension, with stable bonuses such as pensions. Many famous association fixers also retire to serve as butlers as well. I was once a butler in service of Miss Catherine's family, and was transferred to Mr. Linton Edgar's family to join the ranks when she married him. Still, after a rather peaceful mutual debate, we came to the conclusion that I would be assuming the position of the chief butler, leader of the butlers in that household. Gotcha. Totally peaceful. I'm sure it really was one peaceful transfer of power. Oh, it is quite fascinating to imagine that even Sir Heathcliff once had been a tiny baron. How was he as a youth? He was quite a special child. I do not believe that I would have become a chief butler had it not been for him. Oh, what a lovely boy he was. Lovely, quite... Yeah, doesn't sound like Heathcliff, does it? So yeah, so we take a break and reconvene, giving Heathcliff enough time to come to like... Oh, the ghost. Will that be the ghost of Catherine? To come back to like consciousness and surely start causing some more troubles, right? Probably. I wouldn't expect anything less from him, so... No fight still, though. Are you okay, Heathcliff? It's that classic Nelly technique. Her secret technique to send us hurtling into the dreamlands. Been a while. I'm terribly sorry, Heathcliff. I was hoping to avoid having to use the sleepy smack on you, and not after a reunion like this. Is it true, Nelly? Is Catherine really gone? Yes. And Miss Catherine wrote your name into her will. Her will, huh? We should at least give it a listen to hear why she mentioned Heathcliff. Heathcliff sat down wordlessly. So, was this manor Miss Catherine's? Well, it used to be young Master Hindley's once, then... Catherine, that's true, she stabbed me in the back. Why don't you elaborate on that, Injustice Linton? Share the tale of how Catherine and Linton Edgar stabbed me in the back, how the pair of you destroyed me. There was no injustice. It was done in a perfectly legal manner. Bring the case to T-Corp, courts if you wish. It will change absolutely nothing. An off association fixer carrying a piece of paper stepped in between Hindley and Linton as two men continued to growl at each other. The allotted recess has expired. We will now proceed to the inheritance bequeathment will. Reading. This is the will of the deceased. It has been verified via multiple tests and screenings that no counterfeiting or tampering of a similar nature has occurred. If they're verifying if it's a counterfeit or not, who verifies if they're not just straight up lying about it? Good question, indeed. That's what I wanted to say. Good question. Maybe it's just a standard industry practice. Miss Catherine has requested that this letter be read in audience of the three attendees before the word of personal property commences. I will now read the full contents of her will. At last, you're all gathered here. My only wish is that my words will be met with respect, without hostility among you. Yeah, good luck with that. Her last wish will not be granted, I do not think so. I hope that none of you become incensed during this occasion. It's my one and only funeral after all. I'm at peace. There is no pain, no suffering where I am. So, do not consider my death a tragic one. Because, by the time you're hearing this, I must have reached my own heaven. This is not to say that you mustn't let sorrow into your hearts. Weep, if you will, so that I may feel your grief and know that you have all truly loved me. Wuthering Heights, an old and desolate manor. I have always been afraid of this place. Fear and nightmares would consume me every night. But now that I stand before the end of my life, I have come to accept this manor for what it is. This manor which I will leave to my husband, Linton Edgar. Keep this manor and remember me by its presence. What the... Damn it! And my brother, Hindley, my one and only brother. Right, I knew I'd been there somewhere. Hindley's legs began to shake nervously, so did his voice. I heard that you are mired in quite the heavy debt, and that you have been spending most of your days drinking and gambling. So, come on, Catherine, give me something, anything. She will leave him nothing, dude. Signed you up for the Abyss Trauma Correctional Facility at M Corp. Well, sounds like he deserved it. So he's going to have some, yeah. I assume this is a mental institution. If you don't visit the facility within 1 week after attending this will reading, they will come to take you in. Well... What? I truly hope that your heart will be healed, dear brother. No, that's absolute nonsense. How the hell am I even supposed to get to M Corp in a week? Of course, I have already prepared a warp train ticket to M Corp for you, so please don't worry about the travel fees. No, this is a load of shit. Should another instance of disturbance to the execution of this will occur, we will take forceful action without warning. How dare you, you plebs! And you, Heathcliff. Welcome home. Cathy, I'm... Once the seventh strike of the lightning falls upon this manor, my golden bow shall be yours. Huh? The mere mention of the golden bow suddenly intensifies the sensation I felt earlier. I definitely sensed that the golden bow was located somewhere within this manor, but I already figured that the golden bow was somewhere in here. I've known that ever since we stepped foot in this manor, yet I couldn't quite pinpoint its exact location because I will leave my golden bow to you, Heathcliff. The golden bow was her personal property? Not even her estates or her family's, just her? Seventh strike of lightning, what do you think that means? It's not a golden... It is not a golden bow. What the bloody hell is that supposed to mean? What? There is more than one here. Dante, are you alright? There is a second golden bow in this manor. No, this isn't at all what I... Come back, Cathy, please. Hear my voice just this once, Cathy. I'm serious. Oh, Nelly, this room is haunted. I saw a ghost. Again with this Miss Cathy. What did I say? I told you I would trash that evil ghost and hang them to dry on the rack. Hindley. Those aren't real. She's such a big liar. I'm not lying. I'm sorry, children. Have you been waiting long? Dad, where's my violin? What about my X-Corp all-purpose wrench? Again, I'm sorry. I don't have the room for the violin or the wrench. What room? What's that? What's that dirty rag? Is that Heathcliff? I found this child dying alone in the streets. He was without parents or a home. The boy would surely have died in a weather like this. So what? I don't want that gross, dirty kid living here. Oh, nothing that a nice bat would not solve. Yeah, I want my violin. Try that thing out. What are you gawking at? Violin, I want my violin. Papa, why was he all alone in the streets? Because there wasn't anyone taking care of him. Poor child. There are other children like him in the back streets. No parents or relatives to look after them. No homes to shelter them. Then, what does he not have now? Well, Cathy, now he's got us to look after him, and this place is his home. No, I don't want that ugly thing. So you're saying that you don't want to have him, right? Wind's howling. I can hear something wailing. Its cries echoing through the manor halls. I hear it too, miss. Close the windows. There is a neep in the air outside. Do you remember still? As a child, you were terribly afraid of these howling winds. That you're seeing ghosts. Nelly, I see them still. Miss, you've grown far too weak ever since Heathcliff departed the manor. That's why you're seeing things. That's alright, Nelly. I no longer fear the ghosts. Oh, so she's grown up now? Looks like a teenager. Because all fear stems from the ignorance of its origin. Where do you suppose he is, Heathcliff? Miss, he doesn't have anything left. I'm everything he has. And now he lost even her. Yikes. Okay. So that's how... So they basically brought him from the streets. Riddles. Okay, let's do one more. I guess there will be no fights today, but that's fine. We see the history of Heathcliff and Cathy and... Are you okay, Heathcliff? It's that classic Nelly technique, eh? He already said that. Her secret technique to send us hurtling into the dreamlands. Been a while. I'm terribly sorry, Heathcliff. Wait, what? No, I'm reading the same thing once over. Wait. Let's skip. Oops, sorry about that. So I should have clicked on this one. Didn't I click on this one? I guess I didn't. What just happened? Everything went dark for a sec. I think the lightning caused a brief power outage. The power is back now, though. What we just saw were Catherine's memories, right? I think so. As it has been in the past, such occurrences can be attributed to the influences of the Golden Bow. Hold on, this is the corridor we walked through earlier, isn't it? This isn't where we were before the power outage. I don't see Hindley or Linton anywhere either. Oh my word, what just happened? Okay, she's here at least. But we didn't take a step or anything, did we? I don't believe that any of our fellows have moved. If you're all standing still, then I suppose this means that it's house that moved. Know anything about this, Nelly? I haven't the slightest idea. I have been away from this manor for many years myself. I seldom had any reason to return ever since Miss Catherine married Master Linton and left this place to live with him. Catherine the deceased, didn't someone mention that she purchased this manor, Wuthering Heights? Yes, indeed, but she did not immediately move her here after the purchase. Oh, now that you mention it, I see that some changes have been made to this manor since I was gone. Nelly was probably referring to the numerous exposed cables, holes and cracks that seemed to have been painted over. Had I been the chief butler of this manor, I would not have let such slovenliness slide. But maybe she was trying to make modifications to the manor. It isn't normal for rich folks to just buy a whole manor and modify it to their liking. I'd say it's kinda like changing your hairstyle once in a while. Maintaining the exact same style of hair for too long gets pretty boring, you know? So that's how casual full house remodeling is like for rich folks, I see. Heathcliff, I hardly know what to tell you. I do not know what words could possibly comfort you now. But what you said about Miss Catherine's death and how you didn't believe that she was truly dead. What? I gave that idea some thought. Oh, here we go. And I agree to an extent. What? Heathcliff's pupils suddenly dilated. Even I haven't seen Miss Catherine's body. I was so beside myself when Master Linton told me of Miss Catherine's passing that I did not even care to verify it with my own eyes. So what you're trying to say here is... Oh, is it really what I think it is? You're saying that Cathy might still be alive? Tum. Nothing but a suspicion at this point. Besides, you know how Miss Catherine can be. Stubborn as a mule, something doing things so unexpected that they are almost frightening. Honestly, I even wondered if this whole funeral business was but an awful elaborate jest from the miss. What's certain is, however, that the will was undeniably in her own handwriting, and Master Linton, he Never once stopped making modifications to the manor, even after Miss Catherine passed. That bastard Linton made these modifications to the manor. Yes, I haven't gotten a good look at his place, nor did I personally ask him of his motives, but it is quite evident that something is to transpire here, isn't it? Or that something has already happened. Bollocks, I don't understand any of this. What do you think the lightning in her will is talking about? Maybe she meant it literally, 7 lightning strikes. Are you suggesting that she knew we would arrive precisely under this sweater on the day of her funeral? Unless she moonlighted as a renowned prophet, I don't see that happening. Who knows? I don't even understand what Miss Catherine was trying to do here with that will. Right, we can't even know the will of the dead. Oh, perhaps there is something, a clue, to be found in Miss Catherine's room. She did visit Wuthering Heights from time to time, even after her marriage to Master Linton. Don't you remember Heathcliff, Miss Catherine? Yeah, she always liked riddles. Not like you, who preferred a more direct approach, which involved smashing everything to pieces. Got me in a plenty of trouble for trying to brute force problems without even trying to think about the intent. A faint smile appeared on Heathcliff's face as he seemed to recall a fond memory. I don't know if I've gotten any better at it since. But the heavy, somber expression soon returned. I guess our next order of things is to find where that room is. Alright. So, riddles! Oh, it's gonna be a fight. The corridor. Sure, let's do it. ISP blood everywhere on the floor. I doubt anything nice went down here, that's for sure. And I doubt there's anyone nice down here either. Look. Get back off you dogs. Have you even an inkling of who I am? Speak plainly, Hindley. What have you done to this manor? Hells, I don't even know, I'm just as lost as you are. Nelly, get these brutes off me. What are you all doing here? My, if it isn't Nelly, the vagabond child, and his gang of uninvited guests. Is she talking about us? Josephine, something is terribly wrong with the manor. Is there anything you know about this? Wuthering Heights have always been like this. More importantly, how dare you bring these laws to this place? Mistress would have had you whipped had she been here to witness this desecration. We're in the dark as much as you are. Everyone was displaced while the lights flickered. Besides, what is this noise? How are you still unaware? The dread rabbit slouts and the butlers are battling in all corners of this manor, ripping, tearing, biting. Oh, what I wouldn't give to have them kill each other until they're all lay dead. They're fighting, but why? After the lightning struck, after the lights flickered. The dead rabbit suddenly charged us. Hindley, that fool must be scheming to take over our manor. What in the blazes? Do you fail to heed the voice of Wuthering Heights, the voice of the mistress? What the bloody hell do these out-of-control dead rabbits have to do with me? I haven't even given them any orders. Nelly, is there something you can do to de-escalate this? We'd rather not get involved in something like this. Josephine and those butlers, didn't they say serve Hindley once? Their service is to Wuthering Heights, and Wuthering Heights only. Strictly speaking, Josephine and her butlers are bound to a contract different from mine. I'm contracted with a specific person within the family, while they're contracted with the manor and the estate itself. Wow, okay, I get wanting to work for a rich family to make yourself some dough, but is such a complicated contract worth it for butlers who are bound to the manor and its land? That depends on the terms of their contracts. Once they have completed their duties as butlers, which may be over a set period of time or over specific conditions stipulated in the contract, they may be able to raise their fixture grades or gain the rights to certain valuable assets tied to the land itself. Therein lies the irony. Butlers bound to manors and estates often inherit their parents' careers and contracts. Sometimes it continues for generations upon generations, until the initial contract is eventually forgotten. Ah, really? What if they forget what the contract was even about? Haha, still, the contract isn't voided merely because people stop remembering it. Breaking it may invite the taboo hunters from an unexpected nest or fixers from the Ophio Association we had the pleasure of meeting earlier. And that Josephine is obsessed with following the long-dead mistress' orders and won't listen to anyone else. You know me well, Nelly. Well enough to get out of my bail while I remain cautious. Do not get in my way of punishing this rather dare to scheme to take our Wuthering Heights from us. Sure thing, we'll just go, okay? Let's just pretend we didn't see anything. I'm locking the door now, Heathcliff. You don't deserve to come indoors. Do you really think that a thing like you deserve to sit next to our family? To dine alongside us? Stay put in the barn. If I see you wandering in the living rooms, without my permission, I'll... I hear Hindley's voice echoing from Heathcliff's memories. This revenge may not be so difficult after all. We just had to pretend we didn't see anything, leave Hindley behind, and have Josephine and her butlers take care of him for us. Yeah, that's not gonna happen, right? Even if he does put up a fight, there is no telling how long he could hold out against all of them without backup. Ha! I can feel Heathcliff turning slightly to look in my direction. I'm sure he's thinking the same thing as I am. No, Clockface, I won't leave him to die. You won't? I won't. Because Cathy wouldn't have wanted me to abandon that sot to die by their hands. Not like this. Oh, that's some loyalty right there. Oh, so we're fighting Josephine then. Trained Wuthering Heights butler. Hostile Wuthering Heights butler. Okay. Oh, they do a lot of sinking damage. Okay. Oh, these are not like... These are not great chances, actually. Right. Well, it's been a while since I had to micromanage, like, plane clashes. Well, good thing Sinclair opened with a very powerful ability, though. And if they put sinking on us, it's gonna get even worse. Oh, this looks kind of fine. Okay, we broke some of them, so it should be easy cleanup now. Well, the only thing I really micromanaged was to give Roger a defense, since the chances were struggling, which means I have very low chances of actually winning the clash. Interlooper response, okay. There we go, nice job. Heathcliff. There's gonna be 2 waves though. Gangchang. Pew 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 pew. Come on, smack it. And then, yeah. As usual, most of the job here to win this fight was to actually get my Sinners nice and leveled up, equipped, well, and up-threaded and all that good stuff. And unlocked before that even. To have some good IDs here to do the fights for us, otherwise this would not be as trivial. Okay, is really one of them gonna survive? Forcing me to do another turn here, I guess, so... This what it is. And then the next second wave seems like the same thing again. Although this time they do have like 2 rolls each. Trained. Okay, these are trained. Okay. This one's hostile, but also has 2. Okay. I'm just gonna click this button. Okay. I'm gonna use an E.G.O here, since it was not in the bestest of shapes. Let's go. Chachima. And then we'll see what happens after that. Some big riddles and like, yeah. I mean, this is like a pretty usual plot. Somebody's dead, but then they are not dead, but then they're gonna end up being dead anyway. And there's gonna be some like intricate stuff like Cathy is the manor now, or like, I don't know, something silly like that. Yeah, looking forward to hear how this story will like turn out. But yeah. Sometimes things are not like what they seem at first. But like, if Cathy was like also didn't see the body, why was she so like, I trusted Cathy basically when the story began. When she told us that no, not Cathy, sorry, Nelly. So yeah, why did Nelly tell us that she's dead? Because I trusted Nelly. Like, from all the people that were in the in the story, I trusted Nelly when she said that Catherine is dead. Like, something about her, like, and her position and like her history with both Heathcliff and Cathy made me trust her. So when Nelly said that Cathy is dead, I believed that she was dead. But now things changed. Now Nelly said that she also didn't see the body and that she was also like kind of shocked and in the moment, and yeah, so basically what she told us, she believed at that point, she told us. So my trust was well deserved. Well, my trust was correct. However, there is something off. So yeah, I guess we're gonna be doing series of fights now, but I'm gonna make a cut here. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. I wish you all to have a wonderful day, do some nice things, be kind to each other, and let's make the world a better place together. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode of Limbus Company. TheNeomare signing out. Bye bye.